Nationals Glee. Nationals is the 21st episode of the third season of the American musical television series Glee, and the 65th overall. Written by Ali Adler and directed by Eric Stoltz, the episode is the second of two new episodes that aired back-to-back on Fox in the United States on May 15, 2012. It features New Directions facing off against vocal adrenaline at the National Show Choir competition in Chicago, and several special guest stars: Whoopi Goldberg as lauded, Carmen Tibideaux, Jonathan Groff as vocal adrenaline director Jesse Street James, Lindsay Lohan as herself judging the competition, and Rex Lee playing a Chicago alderman who is another of the judges. The episode received mostly positive reviews, both in general and for the musical performances in particular. While reviewers were not impressed with the judging scene and highly critical of the inclusion of Emma and was having sex for the first time as part of the post-victory sequence, the overall quality was lauded by many. The musical numbers were widely praised, and although some critics felt that vocal adrenaline gave better performances in New Directions, the three main competition soloists Rachel, Lea Michele, Cory Monteith and unique Alex Newell were especially singled out for encomiums. However, none of the episode's 7 songs charted in the Billboard Hot 100, though 2 of the New Directions competition songs, Rachel's It's All Coming Back to Me Now and the group number featuring Finn and Hope, Paradise by the Dashboard Light, did chart on the Billboard Canadian Hot 100. Upon its initial airing, this episode was viewed by 6.3 million American viewers and received a 2.5/7 Nielsen rating/air in the 1849 demographic. Total viewership was down slightly from props in the previous hour, and most significantly down from Promosaurus the week before. Plot: the New Directions Glee Club is in Chicago for the National Show Choir competition, but Mercedes Amberelli is sick in her hotel bed with a bad fever and stomach pains, possibly due to food poisoning. While Matthew Morrison drafts Quinn Diana Gron and Tina Janoshkovitz into the Trouble Tones number to add vocal heft with Mercedes sidelined, and Sue Jane Lynch starts medical measures to restore her to health. During final rehearsals, fights break out among the New Directions members, but are easily resolved because the intensity of their focus is on winning. On the day of the show, Rachel, Lea Michele is accosted by Jesse Street James, Jonathan Groff, a former boyfriend and current director of rival show choir Vocal Adrenaline. Jesse tries to hurt her confidence by bringing up her failed NYADA audition before Carmen Tibideaux Whoopi Goldberg, but she realizes his intent and that his own uncertainty is showing. The Nationals judges are introduced: Lindsay Lohan, Perez Hilton, and Chicago alderman Martin Fong Rex Lee. New Directions is the first group to compete, and Mercedes arrives just in time to go on stage with the group healthy again thanks to Sue. The Troubletones lead off with The Edge of Glory. Rachel then performs It's All Coming Back to Me Now. Carmen arrives during the number, for which Rachel receives a standing ovation. The finale is Paradise by the Dashboard Light, which also brings the audience to its feet and gets an approving whistle from Carmen. Later, in the lobby, Jesse approaches Carmen and recommends Rachel for NYADA. Mercedes and Kurt go to the Vocal Adrenaline dressing room to wish lead singer Wade Unique Adams Alex Newell good luck, but he tells them that he has chosen not to perform because he can no longer take the pressure of his new celebrity status. Kurt suggests that Unique, Wade's transgender alter ego, might be able to handle what Wade is unable to, and the team starts to get ready. On stage, Unique and Vocal Adrenaline perform Starships and Pinball Wizard. The judges name Unique the Nationals MVP, but they award the Nationals trophy to New Directions, with Vocal Adrenaline in second place. Back at McKinley, the Glee Club members are treated as heroes by the school. Sue is restored as sole coach at the Cheerios, displacing co-coach Rose Washington Nene Leaks. At their apartment, Emma Jane and Mason will have sex for the first time. Principal Figgins at Gotheb arranges with Finn and Rachel for New Directions to perform the next night at the Teacher of the Year ceremony, which is won by Will. The group congratulates Will and performs We Are the Champions. Production: the episode was written by co-executive producer Ali Adler and directed by Eric Stoltz. Shooting of the episode had begun by April 18, 2012, and continued at least through April 27, 2012. The final episode of the season began filming the following Monday, April 30, 2012. The final day of shooting the Nationals competition scenes, April 26, 2012, was also the day that the show celebrated filming its 400th musical performance. The New Directions portion of the competition includes 3 songs: Lady Gaga's The Edge of Glory performed by the Troubletones, Celine Dion's It's All Coming Back to Me Now sung by Michele, and a group performance of Meatloaf's Paradise by the Dashboard Light with Monteith and Michele as primary leads. These 3 songs were released as singles for digital download, along with an additional 4 from the episode: Nicki Minaj's Starships and The Who's Pinball Wizard, both performed by Newell with Vocal Adrenaline, as well as Queen's We Are the Champions performed by New Directions featuring Monteith, Michele, Gron, Colfer, Naya Rivera and Mark Solane, and groupless Tom Tide, also by New Directions. The Edge of Glory and We Are the Champions are also featured on the soundtrack album Glee, the music, the Graduation album, with the former song retitled Edge of Glory in both single and album releases. Special guest stars include Goldberg as NYADA, Carmen Tibideaux, Groff as Vocal Adrenaline director Jesse Street James, and actress Lindsay Lohan and gossip columnist Perez Hilton as themselves, in the role of celebrity judges for the competition. Rex Lee plays Alderman Martin Fong, another judge. Recurring guest stars appearing in the episode include Glee Club members Sam Evans, Cord Overstreet, Rory Fladdock and Damien Maginty, Joe Hart, Samuel Lawson and Sugar Mata Vanessa Lanez, Principal Figgins Deba, football coach Shannon Bay Stott, Marie Jones, cheerleader Becky Jackson, Lauren Potter, synchronized swimming coach Rose Washington Leaks, retiring teacher Mrs. Hedberg, Mary Gillis, and Vocal Adrenaline transgender lead vocalist Wade Unique Adams Newell. Ratings: Nationals was first broadcast on May 15, 2012 in the United States on Fox, as the second hour in a 2-hour special evening with props having aired in the first hour at the show's regular broadcast time. It received a 2.5/7 Nielsen rating/share in the 1849 demographic and attracted 6.3 million American viewers during its initial broadcast, slightly lower than the 2.5/8 rating/share and 6.9 million viewers during props in the hour before, but a significant decrease from the 2.7/8 rating/share and 6.67 million views of the previous week's episode, Promosaurus, which was broadcast on May 8, 2012. US viewership data, Nationals and props, Promosaurus. In Canada, which also aired the episode as the second hour of a 2-episode special on the same day as its American premiere, viewership rose significantly by over 16% to 1.56 million viewers from the 1.34 million views for the first hour. Nationals was the 10th most viewed show of the week as compared to props, which had been 14th most viewed. Nationals viewership was still down by over 5% from the 1.65 million viewers who watched Promosaurus the week before. Canadian viewership data, props/Nationals, Promosaurus. Although the United Kingdom also aired these 2 episodes together, Nationals aired in the show's regular time slot, while props aired an hour earlier than usual. Viewership fell in the second hour, though it remained higher than the previous week. Nationals first aired on May 17, 2012, and was watched on Sky and NBSB1 by 776,000 viewers. This was down slightly from the 795,000 viewers in the earlier hour, but was an increase of over 4% from the previous week's episode, Promosaurus, which attracted 744,000 viewers. UK viewership data, props/Nationals, Promosaurus. In Australia, Nationals was broadcast on May 24, 2012, a week after props aired, rather than on the same night as in the other 3. It was watched by 618,000 viewers, up slightly from the 607,000 viewers for props on May 17, 2012. Glee was the 17th most watched program of the night for the second week in a row. Australian viewership data, Nationals, props. Critical reception. The episode was given positive reviews by most critics. Michael Slezak of TV Line described it as a spectacular hour of jaw-dropping musical numbers and satisfying plot developments, and the RV Club's Emily van der Werf called it one of the finest episodes the show has ever done and perhaps the best it's done since the season 1 finale. She gave it an A grade. Jeff Dodger of Buddy TV said that episode gave quality to go along with some great music, and Entertainment Weekly SN Strecker wrote that the evening's 2 episodes were a return to form for the show. Ray Vaught of Billboard, on the other hand, said that by having props and Nationals out back-to-back, they both lose their individual potent high points and come out blunter than they deserve, and characterized Nationals as jarring and strained. Both Huffington Post Crystal Bell and Washington Post Jen Cheney wanted to be honest about vocal adrenaline via New Directions in the competition. Bell said that vocal adrenaline put on the better show, and Cheney wrote that they were better than New Directions, that dance moves were sharper and more in sync, and unique miniature magnetism factor sold the whole thing. Van der Werf wrote that he could quibble that vocal adrenaline had stronger choreography overall, or that he found unique and more engaging performer than Rachel, but that as New Directions also used its whole ensemble better than vocal adrenaline did, he felt that either outcome seemed reasonable. Dodge simply stated, "We all knew that New Directions would win and they'd get there happily ever after, but it was exciting to see it finally all play out." Bell wrote that seeing the judges debate behind the scenes kind of takes away the entire title, though she appreciated Lohan's Freaky Friday reference. Van der Werf said that the judging scene wasn't very good, and Vaught described it as mostly waste. Futterman wrote that there was not really any emotion in Lohan's lines, though Stricker thought that the lines they gave her were pretty funny, if not a bit sad. Reviewers were critical of what Vaught called a really regrettable sequence where Emma leaves a pamphlet about losing her virginity on Chu's desk and then they finally have sex. Bell characterized it as weird and uncomfortable, and the reasoning was horrendously misogynistic, and Van der Werf thought that making it part of the post-Nationals victory montage is a little too creepy at best. Vaught thought that though the victory segment should feel joyous, it instead feels awkward and emotionless. Was being awarded Teacher of the Year was called to prize him by Strecker, who harkened back to him having discovered that he wasn't so good at teaching Spanish a few months ago. Bell asked how it was possible for Quinn to so rapidly recover her ability to walk and then dance, something also touched on by Van der Werf, who was again critical of Fox's rampant abuse of the Twitter hashtag thing by displaying on-screen hashtags during the episode. Strecker praised Jess's scenes, and said she couldn't stop cracking up. Music and performances. As with the episode, the musical performances were mostly received with enthusiasm by reviewers. Van der Werf wrote that the big performances were all aces. Of the 7 songs, the one that received the fewest comments was Tongue-Tied, which Strecker described as montage music and graded a B. As Cheney noted, it wasn't a number so much as a musical celebration of New Direction's championship status, but it nevertheless received an A- grade from her and from Slezak. Rolling Stone Eric Futterman called it a spirited take on group love. Of all the songs performed in competition, The Edge of Glory was given the most mixed reception. Cheney gave the song a C grade, and said that while it started strong, the energy level was lacking, a word that Futterman used to describe the performance as a whole, to which she added emotionless and rushed. A diametric view of the song was evident in the A- grades given by both Slezak and Strecker, and the latter also complimented the different arrangement while both were enthusiastic about the entire set of 3 songs. Slezak said New Directions completely killed it, and Strecker said the song kicked off what was a truly an all-time great performance. Image Toriko Cory Monteith 2010 Glad Media Awards JPG with Toriko #expert 140 *768/1024 round 0. The performance continued with It's All Coming Back to Me Now, which was widely praised. Dodge said that it, like the prior song, was covered to perfection. Although Cheney said she hated that song, she wrote that Michele hit it out of the park and gave it the same grade Strecker gave her the encomium outstanding, and added that she then rewatched 3 times. And it was not sufficient for Slezak, who declared that it was one of Glee's 5 best vocals ever and gave it an A+. Fatima loved the song except for its ending, which she described as an abrupt cliffhanger. The New Direction set closed with Paradise by the Dashboard Lad. While a number of reviewers, including Cheney and Dodge, questioned the choice of the song for a variety of reasons, they expressed enthusiasm with the final result. Jill Saskin of MTV called it a quirky yet catchy song choice that was the episode's standout, and both Slezak and Strecker gave it a grade. The latter said it was the real group number of the 3 and added, the vocals, choreography and energy were all top-notch. Cheney's grade of a- came with the declaration that this may have been Finn at his absolute best, and Futterman said he did a surprisingly decent meter. Futterman added that the already theatrical song is somehow made better by the show choir arrangement. Bando Werf described it as one of the better New Direction's group performances. The 2 vocal adrenaline performances were generally very well received, as noted above. Bell and Cheney used very similar words to explain why they thought vocal adrenaline was better than New Direction's. Starships, the first number, was also the more praised of the 2. Houston chroniclist Bobby Hankinson said that it stole the show for him. It was the best musical number of the night. Flanders called it an electric and sassy delivery by Unique, and Strecker asked is there anything she can't do before she gave the performance an A-. Fatterman thought it felt more subdued than the warp speed of Minutes hit, though she added that the stage acrobatics trump everything anyone else does, and Saskin said it was fun to watch, but the vocals don't add much to the original version. Slezak gave it a grade and praised the dazzling choreography of both numbers. Pinball Wizard was called turbocharged from beginning to end by Flanders, and both Strecker and Slezak gave the song a B+ grade. The former's enthusiasm was tempered by the arrangement, which was not very different from just karaoke of the original, and the dancing on the pinball machines is a bit much for my taste. Futterman said that Unique riffs the hell out the song, but added that the robot dances of vocal adrenaline make it hard to glean any personality from the performance. Dodge wrote, this one I'm liking even less than the first, but Saskin said, Mercedes needs to watch out, because Unique sure can build it out. The episode's closing number, We Are the Champions, received excellent grades from Slezak and Cheney, and an A- from Strecker. Saskin wrote that it was a new Glee classic, and Cheney said it worked wonderfully as an assertion of the New Direction's championship status. Fatterman described the performance as rife with emotion and added, it's moments like this that are pure and straight to the show's original appeal, while Strecker complimented the song choice and how it really showcased the group's harmonies. In December 2012, TV Guide listed the rendition as one of Glee's best performances. Chart history. 2 of the 7 singles released for the episode charted on the Billboard Canadian Hot 100, It's All Coming Back to Me Now, which debuted at number 75, and Paradise by the Dashboard Light, which debuted at number 94. Neither song charted on the US Billboard Hot 100, but 2 other singles from the episode affected the charting there of songs by the original artists. Town Tide sold 22,000 copies in the Glee version, and did well enough in a group of original to re-enter the Billboard Hot 100 at number 74, close to the song's previous chart high of 69, while Starship sold 18,000 in the Glee version and 174,000 in the Nicki Minaj original, which moved from 6 to 5 on the Hot 100, matching its highest chart position to date. It's All Coming Back to Me Now charted at number 1 at the Bubbling Under Hot 100 on June 2, 2012.